To a tiny little pre-show. Sorry, Brian, it was a crazy day in the news we've been producing up until just a few minutes ago. I wanted to give you something, but this is all the time that I have. What do you want? I'm producing a show and then doing this and then doing a show and then doing another show. I don't have more time. But anyway, thank you for being here. Welcome, everyone. We've got a few things to talk about in the minutes that we have. First of all, not to scare you as we launch into a weekend, but I just found out about this. Good to hear that, Billy. There's a new COVID variant that they're calling the Ninja variant because apparently it's better at evading the immune response than others, which is great. Well, we've been lucky in that the last few variants have generally been increasingly transmissible, but generally not that horrible in their consequences. This is sounding like it might be moving in the other direction. That's a great point, Brian. The key thing about a Ninja is that it's not detected. This one has been found. I would have called it the Ninja variant if it was harder to test accurately for. I don't know. Maybe they're using something like this so that people know to take it seriously. I'm not sure that people will, regardless. Anyway, just briefly, I want to remind you about the existence of Bill O'Reilly. For many of you, you've entered into politics and you either don't know who he is or he's like a vague thing. But at one point, he was Fox News, basically. He was the most important person. And he popped up in the news a couple of times, and it reminded me of that time, which I still think of as better than the time we're in, but it was a reminder that not necessarily wholly better. For instance, he said to the Democratic governor of Illinois, "You won't stop crime because they're minority gangs." And what a great screenshot to really sell who he is and the message he's delivering. Yep, the Democrats won't do anything because they're too nice to minority gangs. Tucker Carlson's innovation really was in hiding that a little bit. Bill O'Reilly is more of an old school, explicit, like yelling at you from his porch racist. Tucker Carlson is more of like a 4chan racist. Anyway, he was also asked, by the way, about Tucker Carlson running for president, and he said he wouldn't have a chance in hell. I don't think he likes the idea that Tucker Carlson would better represent the party than he does. But I don't know, looking around, it certainly seems like they're more to him. By the way, California is going to put a bunch of money, $100 million, into manufacturing insulin. I did not expect this. They have this little video that you can watch on Twitter. The CA governor is pushing what the plan is going to look like. They think it will cut the cost in half. That being announced before it actually happens is obviously not as good as finding out if that's actually what happens. But if it can cut people's cost of monthly insulin by a couple of $100s, that would be pretty awesome. Of course, he's probably just doing it because he wants to be president, but whatever, as long as it works. But anyway, I want to dive into, this almost was my garbage person. Fox News. Take a look at this. Job gains spur concerns of rising inflation. Economists projecting a gain of about 275,000 jobs in June. You get it? This is bad news because people are getting jobs and unemployment is going down. America's employment crisis. The unemployment is going down, and that's bad. It's bad that all these jobs were added. It's bad that unemployment is low. Now look, they are also, it's two things simultaneously. One, it's opportunistic. Like, whatever is happening economically has to be bad, so we'll present it as bad. So if there was rising unemployment, that would obviously be bad. If there's lower unemployment, that's obviously bad also for Biden. He can't win. But at the same time, this at least is kind of being honest. They don't like the idea that unemployment is going down. They want there to be massive unemployment. They want people to be desperate for whatever position they can get. They don't like the idea that, for whatever reason, and there's a lot of things that are influencing this, in part the fact that we lost 1 million goddamn people over the last couple of years. Tons of people needlessly died, in no small part thanks to the effect of stations like Fox News. There's a lot of stuff contributing to it, but it has resulted in a little bit more of a better bargaining position for workers, and they do actually despise that. And so this is one of the rare occurrences where, yes, they're being fake and shallow and partisan and tribal and knee-jerk and all of that. They are totally doing that, but they're also being honest. They don't actually represent people. They're not interested in the workers, conservatives who were left behind. They're there to represent industry, basically. And that is, finally, they're actually being honest about that. I just love the idea that like regular conservatives are going to be watching that and be like, yeah, it is a bad thing that lots of people have jobs. What a fucking deranged country we live in, huh? Anyway, unfortunately, that is all the time we have. I really do apologize. If it's any consolation to you, within an hour, we'll be doing a 90-minute show where we dive into a lot of different topics. So I've got news for you. Don't worry. And in the meantime, we've got Jared Jackson. He's going live right in that room over there, actually, on the watch list, twitch.tv/TYT, youtube.com/watchlistTYT to watch him. And I will see you, to throw away garbage people as well, in 1 hour.